Hello everyone, good day. My name is Pauline Emot, and today I will talk about Beethoven's death and the theory of the lead poisoning. So before we start to our main topic, let's get to know Beethoven's life, background, his career, before we proceed to our main topic.
So Beethoven, also known as Ludwig van Beethoven, born in December 1770 in Germany. He came from a family of musicians. His grandfather was a respected musician. Johann was a singer but also alcoholic who pressured Beethoven into music at a very young age. In the early stage, Beethoven recognized as a child prodigy. By his teens, he was already performing and composing. He studied under Christian Gottlob Nephi, who introduced him to the works of Bach. So his career started way back in Vienna in 1792. Beethoven moved to Vienna to study with Joseph Haydn and became known as a brilliant pianist and improviser. So in the early period of 1802, Beethoven's work influenced by Mozart and Haydn, including early piano sonatas and the first two symphonies. In the middle heroic period, 1803 to 1814, despite of Beethoven's hearing loss, Beethoven composed some of his greatest works like the Eroica Symphony, Fifth Symphony, and Violin Concerto, and the opera of Fidelio. His music became more dramatic, bold, and emotionally intense. In the late period of 1815 to 1827, Beethoven completely dead, yet he wrote profound works, including the Ninth Symphony with the Ode to Joy, the Missa Solemnis, and his final string quartets. These are often considered as spiritually deep and negative. So at the age of 22, Beethoven began to lose his hearing, likely due to illness. By his later years, he was almost completely deaf but continued composing by hearing music in his mind. So Ludwig van Beethoven, one of the greatest composers in history, died in March 1827 at the age of 56. His health had been deteriorating for years. He suffered from chronic abdominal pain, liver disease, and progressive deafness. For a long time, historians debated the true cause of his death. In the 1990s, scientific researchers shed new light on the mystery. Samples of Beethoven's hair and bone were tested using advanced chemical analysis. The results revealed abnormally high levels of lead, suggesting that Beethoven may have suffered from lead poisoning. So how did Beethoven expose to lead poisoning? So here it is. In the 18th and 19th centuries, lead was common in everyday life. Wine was often sweetened with lead acetate, drinking vessels containing lead, and even the medicines used by doctors included it. Beethoven, who was known to drink wine regularly, may have unknowingly consumed toxic amounts of lead. Lead poisoning could explain many of his symptoms like severe abdominal pain, irritability, even mood swings, and even his eventual liver failure. Some researchers believe it may have worsened his natural illnesses, leading to his early death. But however, it's important to note that lead poisoning may not have been sole cause of his death. Modern studies also point to cirrhosis of the liver, likely made worse by his drinking habits. So while lead exposure really damaged his health, it probably combined with other medical to bring about this transition. So in conclusion, Beethoven's death is an example of how environmental toxins, especially heavy metals like lead, can affect human health. This story reminds us of the importance of safe medical practices and environmental protection today.